Probably know that. I've never talked about it. I don't talk a whole lot about the surrounding area of my house. I think I've tried walking farther to get a better view of the fireworks, but here my video ended up, the live feed ended up cutting off because I wasn't able to get service. So, yeah, but there's not a bad view from over here, though. Yeah, see it? I don't know if you guys did or didn't, but I hope that was a nice view. But anyway, before I get too distracted, these fireworks start going crazy, and then I need to show you guys the extravaganza express show that they have going on over at the fairgrounds. I'm on this channel. Should be on November. I won't be doing this as if I mostly up to you guys and no pressure, because again, I understand all just to help me out with my channel because you guys love watching my content, but in no way do I expect any of you guys to be obligated to subscribe to me or to buy any of my merchandise or to buy a subscription. It's not. That is totally up for you guys to decide for yourselves, and if you buy it, that's awesome. But in no way, shape, or form do you guys have any obligation to do that. That would just be a good thing to do for me, and I would very much appreciate it. But I guess, in other words, I'm saying if that doesn't happen, then I do kind of have a planned date for when I expect this to be over. But that's still a ways out. That's why I said, even though it's imminently soon, compared to the duration of my channel's existence so far, it's still quite a ways out. Like, there's still plenty of content that I can make before then. Like, in fact, I've already had series playing out in my head that I want to get into before that. But then another issue that gets in the way of, and not just me wanting to finish everything up, but just in general, me doing YouTube, why I've even just considered very recently quitting and not doing anything else. And that's because of just the stress of me having to find somewhere to live, you know, and having to figure out my old 2011 no longer have that vehicle. It was a good vehicle, stressful, and I think it was very considerate. And I really don't like talking a whole lot about my problems here on YouTube, period. You guys know me like that. I usually try to keep it fun and enjoyable. But it seems like life can just be so tumultuous and full of turmoil for me that there's never really a break for me where I can just, you know, be myself for you guys. And I feel so bad because, you know, more fireworks over there, by the way. And I feel so bad because it's like I want to be my best version of myself in my YouTube videos for you guys to be entertaining. And I always have. Whether you can tell or you can't tell, and that's up to you guys to decide for yourselves. But I promise you that I love making these videos with all my heart, and I still do to this day. It's just years because of all the things that have changed and that I've had to adapt to, like like adult life. Because it's one of them things, when you're a kid, you can't even fathom now, as like me as a 20-year-old adult now, 21-year-old adult now, can't even fathom. Or like me as that age now, like when I was like 15, I couldn't fathom how terrible it was going to be. And I don't want to say that to negative. A lot of that due part because I see a few sparks over there. Oh, yep. More works. You gonna spew more for us? Come on, you can't tell me that's... I see the sparks flying, but I don't see anything going up. Okay, there you go. See, I hear those distantly, but then there are the ones back here too that are obscured by the trees. I could try walking pretty much almost all the way out to the road, so I can see it a little better here. I don't know if you guys can. There are those fireworks, which I stepped out of the way, which I can barely even see. But that's because they're probably not... Oh, yeah, I can. I lied to you. Oh man, I just realized 4th of July came so quickly. Like I said, how I mentioned how I've been on here for 9 years. That's also really hard to believe too, or almost 9 years. 2014 was almost 9, depending on what part of 2014 was 9 years ago, guys. That's crazy, man. I was in middle school at the time, early days of middle school. So like, it's crazy now looking back that like we're here, guys. It's to the point now, you know, like the day I knew would always come with my YouTube channel is kind of here. I mean, obviously July 4th comes every year, and you guys get a nice little vlog that I try to bring my best A game every year. Because it's an annual thing, or I've tried my very best to make this an annual thing, because I feel like every YouTube channel needs to have that one like little traditional trademark thing that they do annually or like biannually, and that's kind of what Shooting Hoops at the Park is supposed to be. Seeing him in my bro's channel description and the channel, I uploaded this channel, and it was something that me and him did all the way back in 2015, and we kind of made it a since 2019, which was 4 years ago. In other words, I'd filmed the first video for the first time in 4 years, and I originally at first titled it the finale of the series, but then I decided that it's probably not going to be the end because I still have an idea for one more video, and I kind of feel like the most fitting thing is that Shooting Hoops 5 is the final video on my channel. At least that I am here for. Like I said, this channel will definitely still be here. I'm not deleting it or anything. I'm just saying there is a possibility. I've had this idea that I might give this channel to somebody that really is passionate about this and wants to continue what I do, and maybe add their own touch on it, which I'm totally fine with, because I know YouTube channels. I think even Ray William Johnson did that for a while before, like, he kind of came back to doing it. But yeah, like I've had that idea. I might just let someone else take over the creative efforts because I can no longer keep up with it. Someone who just wants to get into YouTube, and since I already have something established, they can go on it. Of luck if that's what happens. But I'm only saying this because it's an if scenario. By the way, I'm just gonna... Yeah, I've just been flipping the camera. Oh, yeah, I can see them through the trees. Sorry that I'm just freaking backpedaling with every statement I say, but I'm just always trying to keep up with something interesting. And trying to reconnect. Yeah, that's the thing. I really don't want to lose connection here like I did last year, because that was a big problem. Oh, I hear the streamers over there. No, not the Twitch streamers either. The streamers, as in the actual, like, the party item. But yeah, with my YouTube channel, guys, who knows? Besides the fact that I just announced that I probably have plans on being done with my creative efforts by November 28th of 2024. That's what I plan on doing unless something major happens. Like I said, I turn this into my full-time living. because I feel like giving a good 10 years is, I feel like that's enough. I feel good with that at the end of the day, and it's one of them things that, you know, I've made this my life so much for the last 10 years that it may have even become, it's just that I think life in general, I was hoping that YouTube wouldn't be one of anymore for you guys, but most of you probably understand, and it's always been in my head that the problem has been that I would never be good enough for you guys. I think it's just ultimately I've always had such high standards for myself that that's how I viewed it, but you guys really don't expect too much out of me, and you guys just appreciate that I make this content. And for most of you who are living this same type of lifestyle that I have been, you probably understand it too, especially if you've made content like I have and you've got nothing out of it. It's kind of like a promo that Dolph Ziggler made in WWE. You guys may or may not know I'm a semi fan of that. You know, I'm a semi fan of wrestling. I used to be a huge fan, but that was like when I was really like I was on the younger side. I was still in elementary school. The point is, like, Dolph Ziggler made a promo where he said that you can just give and give and give and give, and it will give you nothing in return. Talking about the things that you love in this life, and he's right. I've accomplished things I could have never decided to upload them. As silly, as bad, as cringy as me, him, and everyone else may think, we fortune off of them or not. It's not about what happens out of them, but it's about the memories you created and the time spent with them. Might be the finale. And I go back to what I said, guys, about a minute ago. I'm sorry for repeating so much, but it's me just trying to stay entertaining, so I don't get boring while I talk about the same. Well, while I'm waiting to show you guys something interesting with these fireworks, but it is usually the same thing every year. So it's like this is probably like the 7th or 8th video I've made since 2015 for Independence Day. So it's nothing new, but this is a little bit new because, you know, this is a concept this isn't a concept I have looked into as big, you know? Oh, shoot. That's a heck of a show. And it's letting itself be known, too. And the rocket's red glare streaming in through the night when our flag was still there. The land of the free and the home of the brave. Not the Atlanta Braves too, but not those Braves. So yeah, I think that was the grand finale of the fireworks. Because, well, hold on. You'll see a little bit left. That usually is it every year, though. After that, but it's like the big major shows only went on for about 15 minutes, though. So that's crazy. I feel like it usually goes on for at least half an hour, but maybe this year, I guess it's only been 15 minutes. Either that or I just don't recall it right, because again, these videos usually only end up being 20 to 30 minutes. But since, like I said, I'm live, I can probably just do the whole thing. But another thing I should have mentioned, that I probably plan on this, because I mentioned that it's a tradition. And it's so sad for me to admit, after mentioning how important that is, this will probably be the last year that I do it. And yes, I know that in technicality, I will still be here for July of 2024 for that year, and I might still do one for that year. It just depends on where I'm at. Later and want to comment on it. Just let me know if you would like to see another vlog next year, or if it's just, as I said, since I have plans in the near future of possibly not being here anymore, or probably not being here anymore, I don't think there's any need. And I hear cheering over there, so I think that's the end. But yeah, guys, I see even more fireworks over here. Hang on. Oh, this truck guy goes real quick. Wave at him. Nah, I don't want to bring attention to people like him, like very stupid, speeding like 15 miles an hour quicker on a road that's 35. Yeah, still more fireworks over that way. awesome like it always is. I don't know why, for some reason. This year didn't feel as special as it normally is, but it's like, I still enjoy doing this for you guys regardless. I'm just here trying to give you guys content, whether I feel like it or not, and that's probably another reason why it's best for me to move on here soon, because not only is it just going to be one of them things that I really can't do for the sake of my own personal life situation anymore. I'm probably just not going to have the energy to do that. Is to say, it's thing I've always went to in my times of hardship and toughness, but now it seems like all it does is add to that. But I think it's just a part of the maturing process, and of course it's one of them things that I get that, you know, I don't think it's a bad thing when you're a young kid to follow your dreams and everything, but it's it can definitely after a while, when you put a lot of time and effort into something and you don't get anything out of it, that will lead to you being very disappointed and being very jaded, kind of like I've became in my to be the one thing that I truly loved and cared about, and like nothing else mattered. Now it's like, because I don't like to sound negative like that. I try to make it sound like I try to make this community a safe, sound place to be able to just come and enjoy yourself when, you know, life gets tough for you guys, you know, because I'm sure I may have helped some of you out, which in that case, I'm very grateful that I've had that opportunity to do that for you. But I think I'm just to the period and point in my life where I don't think it's serving me. It may still be serving you guys in a way, but I don't think it's really serving either one of us the way it once used to. Because as I get older and I have more responsibility and things to worry about, it's becoming a thing where it's always just a race against time to try to do this. Like, I ought to just move on and go figure out something better to do with my life. And I'm not saying that's exactly how I feel. I already said that. If anything, eventually am able to make something out of it, then by all means, that's what I plan on doing. But if I am never able to I just froze up for a second, guys, trying to remember what I'm going to say. But if I can't turn this into a living, I think it's in the best interest of everybody that I just move on. But I will say, I've appreciated all the years that I've been able to help you guys out with whatever you've been dealing with. Maybe just entertain you for a few minutes to a few hours, trying to make your day a little bit better. It's been great doing these yearly vlogs, you know. It's been a good tradition since I truly believe in, you know, the principles of this nation and the way and its intention behind how it was founded, you know. I get that America deep down as a country is a lot darker than, or America's been a lot darker than people make it out to sound, and has done terrible things at times. Because, like, I think that the principles and the beliefs that this nation was built upon is probably one of the greatest things that have ever happened in this, in the history of, like, anything. But again, not everybody agrees, and I think that it's unfortunate that even in a nation as great as America, people still get treated unfairly, and life still sucks for the majority of us. And that's really what I think my maturation is trying to say in this, and putting everything together in this vlog, as I talk to you guys about my opinions and my viewpoints. Just that as I see it now, I think as a kid I always just kind of used to never think a whole lot about what the truth and the reality is behind all these things, you know. Like, I think I just wanted to be ambitious and just try to make what I could happen of my dreams. And it's like, then when I come to realize that reality dictates whether that happens or not, just it becomes a very depressing thing, and it's made me jaded over the years. Like I said, it didn't just happen yesterday, or it didn't just like 8 years ago when I started. I was a carefree kid, so I wasn't there yet. But it's like the last couple of years, if you guys haven't noticed, my consistency and my content in general is just taking a big nosedive. Even though the quality has went up, I feel like personally, me and myself has. But it's just like I don't even have the time or the energy anymore to make really good quality content. It's just like I said, it's always a race against time, or it's like climbing a mountain and an avalanche is always trying to hit you. You're always working against something when trying to do what you want to do in life. So that's why I've just started to obtain the viewpoint that I have. Although I don't want anyone else to be deterred from what I'm saying. I just hope that you guys appreciated the time that we've spent on this channel. If you've been a fan the last 8-9 years, I hope you continue to follow me in the next year and a half, because like I said, I'm still not done yet. One thing is, I know regardless of whatever I do in the future, I'm not done yet. I'm still here for the rest of 2023 and probably most of 24. But all I know is that I have plans of the games I want to play, do series of, and the ones that I'm currently doing and I want to finish. And that will likely be it. And then, like I said, where I go from there, it will probably either involve somebody else taking over the channel, or it will just be me leaving this channel behind as an archive. But either way, it will always be here for you guys to watch, whether someone else takes over or it just becomes an archive of my past creations. But I thank you for the last 9 years or so. Like I said, it's not over yet. I make it sound like it's over, but it's not. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to celebrate the 4th of July with me, as it's always a pleasure. And maybe you guys saw the hot dog eating contest earlier, which I don't watch most of the time, but I usually find out the results later on. So you guys have a great evening. Love you guys from the bottom of my heart, and you have a good night. Peace out.